Moneyscope. Please bring on the board for Moneyscope. Your 5 minutes starts as soon as you speak the first word.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to be here. We are Moneyscope. But let me start with a question before I go into our pitch. Who here believes in recycling? Let me see your hands. Who believes in recycling? What if I told you that today your organizations are throwing away vast amounts of useful information worth billions of dollars every year, and we could help you turn that garbage into gold? Here's how it works. Moneyscope makes a new product that solves a critical need in global organizations. It's a dashboard that gives you a view of your entire global organization's financial status. It answers important questions, and there's actually precedent for this. Today in global organizations, the treasurer knows how much cash the organization has using cash pooling techniques. They can see how much money they have at any time across all their subsidiaries, all their banks around the world. But that's only their cash. What about the other financial questions, such as how much does it cost to manage our cash? Where is it invested right now? How are those investments performing? Asking that question and getting an answer today is incredibly difficult. In fact, it's a manual process. Each subsidiary asks its banks in its local region. They produce reports in their own formats. Then they send those up higher and higher in the organization. Finally, somebody receives all this information, has to consolidate it, and make a report. There's a time lag, there's a cost, and there's a lot of people involved in that inefficient process. Moneyscope solves this problem using your existing Swift messages as a new source that we data mine to gather this information. So right now, your organization is sending and receiving Swift messages, but they're just going out. When you finish with them, basically you don't use them again. In this case, we're going to provide a cloud. Every part of your organization, after it sends or receives a Swift message, it owns that message. It can put that into the cloud. So we're not getting it from Swift. We're getting it from your organization. It's your information. Put it into the cloud in a secure fashion. Now, we happen to have on our team Yuri, who built a lot of the encryption technology for Swift. And we also have Zahra, who's an expert on how organizations use Swift messages and organizational needs around Swift messages. So these messages go into the cloud, and then we data mine them and combine them with any external data that your organization would like to correlate with this to produce a report in real time about the financial health of your organization. So by looking at messages that represent the movements of money, we can actually create a picture of the financial health of your organization in real time. But that's not all. This actually saves you money and makes you money. So let's talk a little bit about the economics. First of all, this is a product for the treasurers and the top executives of the top 1,000 global companies, and all of their subsidiaries and their banks. We provide personalized dashboards and this cloud infrastructure. And if you look at the numbers, it's quite compelling. Today, if you figure there are about 1,000 of these organizations, each with about 150 subsidiaries on average, and each of those subsidiaries employing about 2 people at about 40,000 euros on average. There's a lot of people involved. There's about 150,000 organizations in our initial customer base. They're spending per organization about 100,000 euros a year. So if you take that, the industry spending right now is about 15 billion euros a year. We are going to save the industry a tremendous amount of money. We're going to charge only 36% of that to solve this problem, eliminate those costs. Instead, the industry will spend about 5 billion euros a year. And so, therefore, we're saving the industry 10 billion euros a year. Now, we're expecting to only get about 5% market penetration. That will earn us about 250 million euros a year. But that's a pretty good start. So very quickly, for a pilot project that will take 1 year, 12 people, about 5 million euros, we will actually be a very profitable business in year 2. So that, in essence, is Moneyscope. Thank you very much.
And we didn't even have to kick the ticker in. So VCs, please show us the money. Big, 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 big. Okay, so this is about, Matthaus, you have not spoken so much yet?
I think it's one of the cases where you actually not only have like a technology, not only like an idea, but the idea is relevant enough, but also executable, that you can actually do it, right? It's something which is right out there, you can do it. There is really no way, no argument why it shouldn't be done, and even if it produces like even this 0.5%, right? It's still 25 million for the bank. It's just a super thing.
Okay, Egoza?
So I'd helped this team.
Okay, no, stop then. Sean?
I think it's a great idea. My question, maybe I missed something, was about execution and the ability to it's enterprise sales, which I hate. So, which is I hate. It's digital. It's either fantastic, or you don't get traction. So, maybe I was being too conservative. It's a great idea, but it needs to be sold.
Oren?
Yeah, I mean, I don't run a top 1,000 company, so I have no clue if this is a problem or not. It sounds like it is for these people. What I don't know is, can you get 100% of the information that you need in order to create that dashboard out of the Swift messages? And if you can, then it's a no-brainer. But if you're going to have to pull in lots of data from other places to really make that dashboard sing, then I wonder how expensive it's going to be and how difficult it's going to be to actually get everything they need.
Thank you. 3 minutes for the jury.
Yeah, I've got. I think it's a great idea too, and I think that's really is the way to go forward. I mean, in payments, we as banks cannot make any money anymore, so it will be in the enrichment of data and information. The downside is, though, that of those of the top 1,000 global companies, they use more than one bank, and most of them have 5 to 10 banks. You're getting your information, if I understood correctly, from one bank only.
No, actually, we actually throughout the organization, as a policy, would like copies of all of our Swift messages, both in the organization and any of our banks will ask them to give us copies of any Swift messages on our behalf. It's a common language, and it's smart data that we already have.
Okay. Right.
So actually, we involve all the banks, and that's a secondary customer base for us, because they'll want to hook up to this system. Oh, by the way, we'd like to offer all of the buyers coupons for 7.5 million euros.
Wait a minute, there's a question here from Alain. Question from the head of sales of EMEA.
Just one thing, I'm very much with the last comment that has been made from the other side. I mean, you're talking about Swift messages only, and I'm just wondering, you are talking about Swift messaging only, and when you know that actually messaging is a lot more than just about Swift.
Well, yes,
I'm just wondering how you're going to actually aggregate all the data that you need to do that.
Right. Well, actually, we're principally interested in your Swift messages, which are a gold mine of information about all the payments and financial activities of your organization. But this cloud can take in any other external data you want. It's encrypted so that only parties in your organization that have permission that you would like to share it with can open it. So some information may only be available at the top. Some will be available at lower levels of the organization.
Gottfried?
Full disclosure, great idea. And by the way, we love enterprise sales. We're actually investigating this right now to do this in the spirit of full disclosure with a partner that's specialized in analytics for banks. And the key problem to crack is exactly what was brought up. Does this give you a full picture of liquidity, or do you need to bring in outside data, and where are you getting that?
And that's why we added external data here.
So we're working on this one.
I mean,
yes.
Okay. One more question, Yo?
Yeah, I was just wondering on the number when I see 250 million comparing to the revenues of Swift. So what is that going to do to the pricing?
That's only 5% market penetration.
Thank you so much.
And not all customers.
Thank you so much, Moneyscope. Well done. Tanya, still works? Yep, good. So please give the vote of the crowd for Moneyscope. That's clear. That's clear. Thank you so much.